Join me today for a clean with me in the living room, and we are going to make some applesauce cake. And it starts right now. The living room wall is completely up and waiting for paint. And I am going to get this living room cleaned up, and in just a few minutes you will be able to see the wall in its entirety. I am very happy to have my office space separated off and to have a bit of privacy when I'm working on my videos, and to have it be just a little bit more quiet in this room while I'm working. Grandkids, cats, and kitten, the decor does not stand a chance of staying upright for any period of time. Bella too decided she was over the holidays, so I am not redecorating with a little light teal tree. I actually took the lights off that were on it and the few decorations, and we are going to store it away until next Christmas. So did anyone do anything special for New Year's? Well, we don't really do much on New Year's. We just sit around. I think I was maybe working on a video or something like that. But as far as doing anything like going out or anything, we've never done anything for New Year's. To me, it's not really even a holiday that I celebrate. It's honestly just another day. And yes, I know the living room is looking a bit cluttered, and I do sort of leave it this way. I've got things that need to be brought down to the basement, and I really just haven't gotten up the energy to do all that yet. I hate going down there. It's like a dungeon pit, so I try to avoid it at all costs. But now that I've got everything down, it's time to get the stuff down there and put away. Because I took up some more space with my office, you will notice that I am going to move Greg's little side table to the corner area of the couch, and that is where we have decided to keep it, because it's in his way of getting around the couch, so it's too tight of a squeeze, so we just are going to keep it over here. It's still accessible to him, and it's accessible to me when I'm sitting closer to him, and nobody sits on these three cushions anyway. We are currently looking at couches and recliners to figure out what we are going to get. I know that the furniture, even though we are bigger people, is going to be slightly smaller scale than what this couch is. I no longer need to use the couch to find the space, so now I'm a little more open to what I can get. And here I'm just pulling out things out of this little organizer that does not belong here, such as the things that are for the animals that were being used and didn't get put back. And I will just run them back to the dog bin where I keep the diapers and dog pads and other things like that. The other blanket that was sitting on this was starting to look a little bit ick, so it needs to be washed. I'm going to grab another blanket out of here that's still in season. I was going to use this one, but changed my mind. and changed my mind about that one as well, and decided to go with the snowflakes since it was snowing and it seemed to fit. If you are noticing the popcorn maker behind me, the popcorn machine, that is not its new home. We actually had put that up for sale on Marketplace. We decided it was something we no longer wanted, and we actually sold it tonight, and Greg and Trevor are on the way to deliver it to the lady and its new home. So I'm happy for her, but I'm even more happy for me to get it out of my office and to get it out of my way. I am telling you, as soon as we got the thing and the novelty wore off, I couldn't stand it. We're going to just buy a cheap air popper, and that's going to be that. Yeah, I'm going to be right up. I'm just going to finish vacuuming. At some point here soon, I need to pull all the couch covers off this couch and get them in my washer. They are long overdue. I have been vacuuming it and pulling fur off it with whatever tools I have at the moment, but it really needs a good washing. I spilled half a cup of coffee on the couch the other night, so it's well past needing to be washed. What I am making here is applesauce cake, and it takes 1 cup of white sugar, half a cup of butter, 1 cup of chilled applesauce, 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, a quarter teaspoon of ground cloves, and optionally you can add half a cup of chopped walnuts, which I think would have done this cake a lot of good, and half a cup of raisins. A couple things that I think about this is, one, I would absolutely add the walnuts or the raisins or both. And two, I think I would increase the applesauce just slightly because I found the cake was almost a little too crumbly. It rose up really well, it tasted good, but I just didn't like the fact that it didn't seem to want to hold together very well. I did make a frosting for it, but I can tell you it would be good without frosting too. Without the frosting, I think it would make a good breakfast cake with, some fruit and whatever on the side. I got the recipe off All Recipes, and it will be linked in the description box below. So, if you enjoy baking, what is your favorite thing that you bake? Um, I would say for me, it's bread, and with things that are simple being in line next. The only thing I really do not enjoy baking is anything with a redundant process, and that would be making cookies. There's just way too many redundant steps of baking and putting them in the oven and taking them out and putting them in. I really get tired of that type of a process. I have to say, when making this chicken, I am more excited about the leftovers than I am the actual chicken tonight. You know that after this chicken, I am going to make chicken tacos with the leftovers, and I absolutely love chicken tacos. I have made them, with ground beef my whole entire life, and just switching it over to chicken makes them, it's a game changer. I absolutely love them that way. Not that I don't like baked chicken, I just really enjoy the tacos much more. And into the oven it goes with the cake. I'm trying to use my oven space wisely, and when I turn the oven on for one thing, I'm trying to get something else in with it as well. And now on to making the frosting for the cake. I just make it out of my head. It's a simple buttercream frosting, just butter, sugar, vanilla, and a little bit of milk. And this time I actually added in some ground cinnamon just to sort of complement the type of cake that it was going on. I will tell you that I completely forgot to show the cake frosted. Bella wanted a piece before it was completely cooled, so I cut her a corner out and I frosted her one piece. And then once the entire cake was cool, I frosted the rest of it, and just never even thought to take a quick photo of a piece that was cut. But if you want a buttercream frosting recipe, just look up basic buttercream frosting and it should give you the very basic ingredients of butter and sugar, milk, and vanilla. And I always adjust mine with milk to get the creaminess or spreading consistency right for whatever I'm making. Also, sometimes I will add into mine a little bit of cocoa powder and a little bit of instant coffee, or just many different variations of what you can put into it to make it even better. The cherries, the red cherries that come in the little jar, I can't think of what they're called, but a little bit of the cherry juice and, then cherries on top of whatever you're making is always super good too. When your cake is done, just simply test it with a toothpick, and if it comes out clean, your cake is done. I may have overcooked mine just a tiny bit, but I think adding just a tiny bit more applesauce would make it even better. And we've come to the end of yet another video. I hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you again very soon. Until the next one, happy cleaning, and bye-bye.